Welcome to a lovely day on Vancouver Island. It's not raining, so I cannot complain. It is February 17th today, and I was not going to make a video today, but I was watching one of my fellow viewers' channels, Food Forest Permaculture, just put out a video on direct sowing in his Pathway Soil Garden. Did I get that right? I'm not sure. I know he has Pathway Soil Banks. I'm not sure if he's in the Food Forest or his Pathway Soil Garden. Anyways, he was direct sowing a bunch of cold hardy greens and other, I think he had radishes too. So I basically decided I was going to follow his inspirational video and do some myself. Today I have some lettuce I'm going to sow. Actually, it's mostly lettuces that we're sowing today. And I took his advice and found some radish seeds, and we're going to sow those too. I prepared just a little plot in my vegetable garden that is ready to be seeded, and if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, I'm not going to cry about it because these are old seeds and it doesn't really matter. So before I get to spreading my seeds, this is the patch I'm going to be spreading them in. Let's just do a brief little overview of what the garden is looking like. And when I'm finished spreading the seeds, I'll show you the few things that are actually growing right now in this garden. Believe it or not, there are things growing. So this is the little patch we're going to spread the seeds, and I'm literally just going to sprinkle them on and we'll see what happens.
Epic fail.
Gotta be careful not to fall backwards into the pile of dirt. That wouldn't look very good. So we're just gonna open up some lettuce packages. Actually, you guys probably can't see very well from there. Let's see. That's better. Can't see me very well. So we are just going to sprinkle these seeds. Gonna take my shovel and try to cover the seeds and spread them out a little bit at the same time, and wherever they end up, they end up. I'm quite certain some of the birds are gonna eat these, and that's totally fine. If they get all of them or some of them, there's plenty for everybody here. So I'm gonna just do that with the rest of my seeds here. And if they grow, awesome. I'm probably going to eat them as baby greens versus heads of lettuce, that type of thing, because I love baby greens and I probably won't want to transplant these, so I'm probably just going to get the scissors or a knife and just snip them and eat them. So here is my little heavily planted, let's call this a lettuce area. I just added the little paper packages. I know that they'll disintegrate pretty quickly, but at this point I didn't feel like taking out wooden labels or plastic labels. So it's just going to be a brief reminder to me where I planted them, and that's all I need for now. I didn't bother labeling anything. Lettuce is lettuce, and that's all that matters to me. So we're going to plant the radishes, and then I'm going to give you a little tour. Plant the radishes just a wee bit further over from my lettuce. I can't really see from there. My lettuce is right in this quadrant of the garden. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just gonna go a little bit into my garden soil here. I have a lot of leaves, got a lot of leaf material still, both in the soil and on top, and it is definitely breaking down, but there is such a large volume, it's taking a bit of time. So I'm sort of planting more superficial and into the soil that I know doesn't have as much leaf matter around it. There's still some, but some areas are more heavily matted in leaf material than others. So I've got my radishes planted here. I don't know how good my video was. Trying to do it with one hand is a little tricky sometimes. So let's take a look at the garden now. starting sort of at the perimeter here, right not far from my lettuce that I just planted. I have this plant here. I think this is a green onion, though I'm not 100% certain, so I'm actually going to try some and do a taste test. This does not smell like green onion, so I'm a little hesitant to taste it, but I'm going to do it. Hopefully it's not toxic. I hope this isn't a flower bulb that I've mistaken for green onion. Yeah, I think it is. It's got a really mild taste. Maybe this isn't green onion, but an original onion from my... Oh yeah, this is definitely onion. The flavor took a while to register, but so yes, these are onions. Definitely got that from my taste test. Didn't necessarily remember that they were here. I don't think these are real green onion. This is like a bulb onion that I'm gonna pluck off this old piece. So we've got some fresh growth coming out. And it's a bulb onion that was left over from the growing season, so that's cool. And in front, we have a supervisor and my raspberry canes. I just started cutting them back. I'm gonna cut them back a little more, but yeah, I usually do a hard pruning on them. I'm gonna go a little lighter this year and just see if there's any different results. I usually cut them almost to the ground, so probably gonna go half of what they are right now and see how that turns out for me. Coming this way down the garden area, we have strawberries that are really all along. This area doesn't have as many, but the other perimeter of the garden has quite a few that you'll see. And they're just hanging out, pretty dormant still, but they'll have new leaves soon. Here we have a mixed bag of grass from the lawn mixed with chives. I started cleaning it out, but I might just remove the whole clump and really tear into it because it's kind of a hot mess. Beside it, I have another green onion, which I'm pretty thrilled about. I just ate a full lush green onion on the other side of my garden, so this one's doing well too. And we've got chives here, just coming back. More chives here, lots of fresh growth. And then these guys in the middle, I have forgotten. I know there are celeries here. Like I planted stalks of celery from the grocery store and I've gotten 2 bunches. There might be more than that. I can't remember how many I planted. There's also a weed. There's a weed that looks similar to celery that is also in this garden. So I don't know how many of these are my actual celeries versus the weed. Time will tell, but I'm not going to pull them out right now because I know some of them are celery. And coming around this corner of the garden is the most exciting area. We have all of these little shoots coming out. These are my baby garlics from the fall. I was really questioning the way they would turn out because I bought these from a store and they did, the bulbs were almost, some of them were rotting when I planted them. So I wasn't sure how that was gonna go, but they look pretty good. And I'm probably gonna plant one more batch of garlic that's left over from my last growing season. And it'll be kind of at a different harvest time, but I think it might do well. My garden was fantastic last year, so here's hoping this is another good year for garlic. Coming this way, you can start to see the strawberry patch here. Got lots of strawberries. There's a columbine in the corner just starting to make a comeback. Now this strawberry patch is getting a little overcrowded. I might actually thin it out and transplant these into separate areas. These are the alpine strawberries. They're kind of a yellowy, pale yellowy orange color and they taste like cotton candy. They are absolutely delicious. I did a video on how to fertilize strawberry plants, and I'll post the link in the description. It was really useful. I grew these from seed, from West Coast Seeds. One of my only seeds that I actually appreciate from West Coast Seeds, and they are the most amazing plants. A little bit tricky if you're a new gardener to get them growing. You do have to do cold stratification in your refrigerator, but it's worth the effort. They are amazing berries and produce all season long. Beside the strawberry patch, we have a blueberry making a comeback. And my emesis lemon balm right here. I will never get rid of this. It is literally everywhere. I planted one starter plant in a totally different section of the garden, a pod, and it went everywhere. And my supervisor is feasting on my kale plant, which I have also been feasting on. Technically, there are two here. They look like trees. And he loves eating greens, so I'm not going to stop him. I have also been having a ton of these in salads, and they are delicious. When they're in the cold season, they probably taste their best. Zipper, that's plenty for you. You don't need any more. And right over here is the green onion. I harvested a ton. These were huge and lush. They were growing like bananas in our weather, and I've pretty much gone down to the ground, but they will make a comeback. Probably not too long before that happens. And I just noticed this here. And again, I don't know if this is an onion. I'm going to try it. I think it might be a bulb. We're gonna do one more taste test and figure out if this is an onion or a flower bulb. I would say it's an onion. It's pretty strong, so I'm glad to know there's more onions in this garden. And I just noticed yet another one, so that is awesome. I thought my salads were gonna be without onion for a while, but not the case. There is onion out here still. So this actually is an onion as per the taste test. Just noticed this one here. Definitely going to be having some of those in my salad, probably tonight. My honeyberries are starting to get their buds and leaves. Looking good. And more budded up honeyberries. They are not blooming like food forest permacultures in Victoria. I think he said he had blooms on his already, but none on mine yet. Oh my gosh, Zipper, look at what he did. He cleaned this whole stick. I mean, it wasn't full, but he's eating and spitting out. So Zipper, that is not good. That is enough for one dog for one day, my friend. You have had plenty. We are going to close out the video now, sir. No more. Thank you so much for watching today's little impromptu garden tour and seeding session. Thank you for the inspiration, Howie at Food Forest Permaculture. If you have not checked out his channel, I highly recommend it if you like gardening. He is an expert on soil and building soil banks. And if you love live streams, he live streams every few days. It's quite impressive. And he's got quite a lovely community in his live streaming channel. So go check him out if you love gardening and live streams. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you very soon in another video.